Little technical glitch there. Not sure what happened there. Wirecast kind of lost its mind a little bit on my intro, but that's okay. Anyways, I'm here. I'm back. We are doing the AXIALFEST edition of Come Drive With Us. This was a super fun event. Really enjoyed this. This is from 2016. It was my first AXIALFEST. I'm big into rock crawling. I've been into rock crawling for since about 2010 or so, 2009. But yeah, this episode was super fun. Cisco Grove was amazing. Really enjoyed the event for sure. This was also my first time being introduced to a little bit of politics on the RC side. I'll get into a little bit on that when we have the Parker sequence come up. It was the first time I actually had to make an edit against my will, but at the end of the day, it was probably the right thing to do. But regardless, I like giving credit where credit's due, and I like telling the truth. So tonight we're watching the Parker cut. There's like 10 seconds that really ticked a few people off, but we're watching that episode, and I've got my special guest. He's quite well known in the crawling industry. His name is Paul Wilhite. He's from Proline Racing. He was also the voice for this episode. So I'm just going to turn his mic back up and put him on screen. Hey, Paul, how's it going?
Hey, Corey. So you got to hear my voice twice while you're watching it.
That's right.
I'm so sorry, everyone. Oh, that's... So yeah, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. 2020 has been an interesting year. You know, with the whole COVID and working from home, it kind of sucks. You know, missing my friends from Vancouver, and you know, every now and again, I just get a hankering to do a 14-hour drive out there for some reason.
Yeah, wow.
So,
yeah, Canada, it like, you know, to me, it's like, you know, like this big.
But, nice. Nice.
I know it's huge. You guys, we're so out of touch down here with what you guys have up there. It's pretty.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Well, the U.S. is just as wide. It's just there's more cities and more people down there. So yeah, give us an intro about yourself. What do you do? What do you do over at Proline?
Oh boy. So here at Proline, we all wear a lot of hats. I actually, my primary function for the longest time has just been graphic design, doing web ads and some, you know, t-shirts and stuff like that. A lot of like internal stuff as well, charts and stuff like that. But now these days I'm doing more events. Show up to more events. I started that out with By the Fire in 2015, and then now I'm kind of also interacting with dealers a lot. So I'm actually traveling a little bit, going out to visit hobby shops and you know, kind of talking about Proline and what we do and what everybody wants to see from us, getting kind of the inside scoop, you know.
And how did you get into crawling?
You know, honestly, I've always had an affinity. I had a my first car was an 86 Bronco, 86 full size. And so I've always had an affinity for 4x4s. But when I started at Proline, I don't think I really even knew it existed, to be honest with you. This is like 7 years ago now.
Was that brought up in your job interview?
Well, so like RC and so my history, I did race 1/10 buggy, believe it or not, back in the day in 97, 98, those 96, 97, 98. I actually had a RC10 B3 with a Novak Cyclone and like Proline tires, square fuzzies, in fact, is what we ran. And so yeah, that helped a little, for sure. And it was fun. But yeah, rock crawling, man, it's just a natural fit, you know. I think it was kind of right then, it was on the way back up and needed somebody to kind of fill that spot, and I was able to step in and do that. So it was good. It's been really great. I've met so many amazing people along the way, and it's the most there's the most camaraderie in rock crawling, I think, than any other segment of RC. I mean, no offense.
So what was your highlight for the 16 AXIALFEST?
16 AXIALFEST, the energy. I mean, there were I think it was like the pinnacle of AXIALFEST attendance, and I mean, I think it was just so much going on. I mean, anything you could try, hiding things. There was so much energy just around every single little thing. It
Yeah.
was that's what I remember about
Sweet.
2016.
Yeah, I remember getting my drone stuck in a tree, but that's
Yeah.
we'll talk about that in about 20 minutes. So yeah, I usually do a little intro of the wine I'm drinking. Today I'm drinking. Oh wait, no, that's not the one. I'm drinking Cupcake. As you can see, it's gone. That's a California red. It's nice and smooth. I like it. It's one of my go-tos when I'm out of Ménage à Trois. So yeah, we're just going to segue right into this episode. Once again, this is Paul Wilhite from Proline. For those of you who joined late, he was the narrator of this episode as well. And it's not that I didn't want Mike Garrison to do it. It's just I wanted to change it up. And like I said at the start, Paul is kind of well known in the crawling scene, so I figured, hey, he's got a good voice. Let's just change it up a bit.
It was a great experience.
Yeah, no, it was super fun working with you for sure. So I'm just going to switch over to my laptop. And we're going to fire this episode up. If I can find my mouse. There it is.
It's because we love you guys and we love everything that we're doing out here. And we love the fact that even though you guys may not realize it, this is the largest surface RC event.
So yeah, this was the largest surface RC event.
And I think this was a point where it was like the awe of it all was kind of soaking in too. And so this was pretty heartfelt, I think.
Yeah, so my background's racing and like I use the Nitro Challenge as kind of the benchmark for everything that is RC.
Right.
Because it's usually the biggest race in the world.
Right.
And so it just made sense to kind of parallel the two events because like AXIALFEST, Nitro Challenge also has a festival vibe to it. You know, you can see in the background there all those trailers. That's just a 5-day party. It's very similar to AXIALFEST.
That's so cool.
And here's Joey. One of the little known facts is I have theme music. So this song that is playing is always played when I do shots of the Nitro Challenge. The same with Jared Tebow. He has a theme song. It's Time by Hans Zimmer. And Ty has a couple theme songs. It's usually some kind of piano number of sorts. So yeah, little known come drive with us fact.
That's fun.
Yeah. AXIALFEST.
Yeah. Man, and you could feel it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And that was my shot. Most of these shots were actually mine. Sometimes I use stock footage. This was stock footage. It was the right interstate in the right direction, but not my shot.
That's lucky.
And this was the first time I got my drone in contact with the tree, getting that last shot.
Oh yeah.
But Cisco Grove is so beautiful. Oh, I just love this shot. This is my favorite title shot ever.
It is beautiful.
Yeah, Cisco Grove. So that's what, Northern California, Donner. What's it called? Donner National Park or something?
Yeah, I think so.
That's disturbing.
Oh, gee.
Was he looking for you or Brian Roberts?
He was getting ready to mix coleslaw.
Oh yeah. Oh, is that what you guys call it?
Yeah, but he was. Yeah, the connotation behind that is pretty funny.
Right, right. And this truck there was actually Tim Clark's truck.
Yeah, that was actually Tim Clarkson. He.
Ooh, hello.
He pretty awesome.
Ooh, hello.
Full on hat.
My bad. I always feel weird, you know, as a 40-something-year-old guy filming young, pretty girls. It feels so unnatural to me. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways.
You know, kind of creepy.
Right. Exactly. It's got a creepy vibe to it. Oh, I love those K-rails. That's awesome,
man. Oh, that was so fun. People just went crazy over those. It was. I mean, look at the art on there.
I know, right?
Yeah. Those were done by an authentic graffiti artist.
That's pretty awesome. Yeah.
Which I found out later.
Nice.
Yeah.
So please don't ask me what the altitude was on any of these aerials, because I broke every law there was to be broken. Yeah, here's the Proline guys showing up.
Oh yeah.
And here, Rodney, he's actually talking about this being more like a music festival.
So yeah, there's a lot of people here.
Yeah, there was a ton of people at this one.
Each year, Cisco Grove Campground is taken completely over.
Yeah, here we're taking a little gimbal ride through the pits, if you can call it the pits at a rock crawling event. I'm not really sure.
Yeah. Through camp, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's Charlie.
Yeah.
Oh man, he was so lit.
And Judd. Oh,
Yeah, lots of people. This guy's from Australia. I mean, there's people from all over the world. And this girl's making fun of me being from Canada. Canada A. RPP.
I've
CKRC.
seen some miles too.
Yeah. RPP and CKRC still in the scene?
Well, CKRC is not.
Ah.
But RPP, yes.
Actually, that last shot is the one where my drone got stuck in the tree. I just basically kept the rotor spinning and it sawed itself down eventually.
That's neat from RPP.
Yeah. Yeah, it's too bad CKRC didn't make it. This guy was awesome. I can't remember his name.
Jason.
Jason, that's right, yeah.
And Jim.
Yeah.
He's still there.
So these guys called it kind of a customer appreciation event. Do you agree with that statement?
I do. I think that it's kind of like an exclusivity for owning an Axial rig, and I think that they've kept true to that. And it's a reward. Who's that guy?
Yeah, who's that guy? What a loser.
I don't have that wide load sign there or anything.
Yeah.
AXIALFest really is. It's like they put a lot into that.
Yeah.
It definitely wasn't an event to make money off of.
Correct.
They did it for the people, and it was
what I really liked was just the parallels between full scale and RC, and it really does segue us into the start of AXIALFest, which was Parker. I'm just gonna let this scene run.
Visionary trail boss Brian Parker. Getting its start in 2007, AXIALFest ran strong as the West Coast Championship for many years.
It's the first time anybody's seen this footage. Except for a couple angry VPs. Yeah, I felt bad pulling it. I actually called Parker and apologized to him for having to pull it.
Parker is no longer involved with AXIALFest. This leaves the event with many challenges and some unanswered questions.
But now he's back.
He's back now, and AXIALFest is probably going to be better than ever.
Yeah.
And again, this is another one of those shots. Do not. It was 2,000 feet up, but yeah. Yeah. So the story with Parker was he started as the West Coast Challenge, turned into AXIALFest. Blah blah blah. There was some debate on that, but I got so many people on the trail said, "Oh, dude, you got to tell the Parker story. You got to tell the Parker story." So I told the Parker story, and I'm really happy to be able to share that footage. It was just like a short 20-second scene, but yeah. And here we got some people partying. This guy, oh man, I think didn't he try to get on the interstate with that thing?
That ice chest was amazing. Matthew, he put that together and was driving it around and giving people drinks out of it.
Yeah, well, it was an RC ice chest. That was amazing.
Yeah, it was. Where else do you see that?
Right? Who's that guy?
Oh, I actually got to go on trail. Yeah.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen very often.
I know, right?
Always at night.
Yeah. Yeah, they were doing some kind of dollar dash, so that was a pretty cool event.
That was fun.
Yeah. The CKRC dollar dash. Yeah, this is your run here.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that's not super pretty.
Yeah.
And then I think you just you just blew it away at the end there.
Yeah, I was doing okay for a minute.
Yeah, for a minute you were on point. But yeah, just the ambience, the vibe at this event was awesome. This is my second favorite Come Drive With Us ever, behind the Messina Worlds. Messina Worlds, obviously, because I'm friends with the Tessmans, and it was nice to see Ty win it. So that's my favorite Come Drive With Us.
Absolutely.
And this is my number 2. And this is just classic Charlie. He's so lit. He's talking about his 5 rules for the event.
Start with fresh radio batteries, because there's nothing worse than your freaking transmitter dying. Happens to me all the time because I don't follow my.
He was so gone.
Second tip, probably always bring a wheel wrench.
If Charlie's
This is
got
the best.
rules,
Listen.
You got to stick to him, man.
You cannot succeed in life with loose nuts. What tip are we on?
So and I lost it. Like I couldn't keep a straight face or a straight camera. Yeah. And so now we're talking about the concourse, which was a really neat aspect to Axial Fest. Oh no, this isn't concourse. I think this is just the opening ceremonies.
Opening.
Yeah. Yeah, so driver check-in.
Yeah, I mean, just checking in was an experience, right? And
Yep.
going up to get your badge. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, well, there's 3,000 people, so that's a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a really varied audience. There's a lot of families, a lot of husbands, wives, and children.
Oh, yeah.
You don't see that as much on the racing side. And there's one of the Star Wars Easter eggs. Is the Wilhelm scream. Yeah, and here's the greatest shirt ever made. Look at that thing. You go anywhere other than Axial Fest, you get beat up wearing something like that.
Is that the Star Wars Easter egg in this?
Yeah, well, it was the Wilhelm scream. That was the Easter egg. The Star Wars shirt was a little too obvious.
I got you. There's little John.
Don. That guy's awesome.
Yeah.
We'll talk a little bit about his backstory in a minute.
Okay.
Because he was the owner of a somewhat well-known raceway called M&M. There's a good shot of the campground, and in here I basically parallel it to music festivals because it sort of had that thing going because everybody had their ghetto blasters pumping and stuff. So yeah.
That was a great shot.
Yeah. This is after got my drone out of the tree. It's kind of sappy. It was a Sequoia, man. That thing was, or whatever those trees are, it was like 100 feet up. I was kind of stressing out. And here John Schultz is actually talking about the concourse. So do you have a concourse-worthy rig or not?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't know. I really don't. Yes. In fact, but I didn't build it. Chris Prestwood built it for me. Scaled by Chris, and it is beautiful. In fact, I got the trailer for it sitting right here. It was my business card holder at the
nice.
last AXIALFEST.
Yeah, some of these trucks are so good.
Oh man, there was so much talent and creativity, just thinking outside the box. And
yeah, the one thing I have learned since shooting this is there's this program called Deflicker. For any of you filmmakers that are interested in getting rid of your flicker, just look it up. It's pretty awesome. I should have used it here. #disappointment. What really surprised me about a lot of these concourse rigs is they actually take them out on the trail.
Oh yeah, that's kind of like a rule, that unwritten rule that you build it, you got to drive it. You know, you have to. It's just no matter how much you put into it, you gotta prove it. Trail proven.
Yeah. So do you remember who the judges were at this one?
Oh, Anthony Rivas. I'm pretty sure Matthew Kett, Skill Builders Guild. Probably. Yeah, there's Matthew right there. That's, I believe, Brandon. Man, I don't remember everybody.
Yeah.
I know I wasn't.
I
feel bad for him, man. It's so hard at that level to choose.
Well, how would you pick? How would you pick?
How would I pick?
Yeah.
Well, so I mean, really, you catch the ones that really catch your eye and that stand out. But then when there's like 3 or 4 or 5 that all stand out equally, you got to really get down to the nitty gritty and get really picky. And sometimes you don't feel like it's fair when you walk away, but it makes sense. Like it comes down to what in your mind took the longest, or had the most effort, or was best executed, and it could come down to the smallest detail. And it's just like, it's so amazing. They're all so good. And it's really, really kind of tough.
Yeah. I think
especially when somebody's put like 60 or 80 or 250 hours into their rig.
More, yeah, exactly.
You tell them that they're 4th.
Exactly.
It's rough, but it's, somebody's got to.
Yeah. Well, here is the judges trying to determine the class winners in each various class.
Right. And it takes a while. I know it took them a while.
Oh, this is a 4-hour thing. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And I shot so many footage. I can't even remember how many shots I had after concourse. It was probably like 200 shots just on the sequence alone. because it was so hard just to pick the best ones. Just like judging the winners, it was hard for me to pick the shots to use.
Yeah, even by the fire last year.
Yeah,
like I decided I wasn't going to pick. I let Charlie and Matt and those guys and Anthony. I let those guys pick. So I didn't have to.
Yeah, look at that thing. That's just sick.
Oh, the rust. Oh,
I know, right?
Always.
Was the body metal on that, or is it plastic?
Probably plastic.
Yeah, see, that's what blows me away. Is it looks? Oh, this one was my favorite. I love that one.
Oh yeah.
And he beat the crap out of it on the trail too. Well, actually, no, he didn't. It was his partner ended up driving. I think I got a shot of that coming up somewhere. But yeah,
Scale awards. Love the scale awards.
Yeah.
In fact, when choosing best in show, trail use seemed to be deal-breaking criteria.
Yeah, there you go. Deal-breaking criteria, trail use.
Yeah.
Yeah, because this guy had a truck and camper or truck and trailer thing, and they were going to give it to him, but only if he promised to take it out on the trail.
Yeah. And he did.
He did. Well, he beat the hell out of it. Yeah.
Oh, you know what's going on right now?
He was super stoked.
Are you serious? Yeah.
So that is his. This guy has a YouTube channel, and that's his trademark. The yeah.
Oh, yeah, Josh. Yep.
Yeah. I was a little disappointed that he didn't build the truck though.
Mm-hmm.
Like he did the interior and the wiring and stuff, but he gave shout outs to a bunch of other people who actually did the work. That sort of disappointed me a little bit, but
yeah,
it was still pretty cool. Like look at that interior. That's pretty crazy.
Whoever built it probably cried when it went on.
Oh, I know, right? I know, right?
But no, it's cool.
Well, he wanted to add damage to it and then rust it, weather it.
It could just get cooler, right? Like
totally, yeah.
That's the thing about rock crawling is the rig just gets cooler the more trail, battle damage it has.
Yeah.
Each vehicle needs to be teched.
And tech was interesting. They basically just looked for axial parts. If you didn't have enough axial on it, you failed tech.
Yes.
Which is fair. A lot of people complained about that, and there's a couple of people that I talked to at other events that refuse to go to AXIALFEST for that very reason, but it's fair.
It does. It comes up every year.
Yeah.
But you usually come to the same conclusion that, hey, you know what? You know that coming in, there's Vance.
Yeah, who's that nerd?
Yeah. One of the coolest dudes I know, actually.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah, he enjoyed himself. He always took a really scientific approach to each obstacle.
Mm. He does.
Yeah.
Absolutely. With everything that I've worked with him on.
Right?
Yes.
So how many loops were there? There was A, B, C, D, E, so like 6, 7 loops?
That was one of my favorite things was those markers, man.
Yeah.
It really, like total immersion is what I felt like when I was at the event, just like everything is marked up.
Well, here they're talking about which loop they like the best. We'll just crank this.
Back up. D, I think, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was the Proline loop.
D trail was really fun, kind of.
I paid them all to say that.
The best of everything. You get the water, you get some rocks in there too. Is that the Proline trail?
Proline trail.
Okay, that's why. That's why it's my favorite.
Yeah. Oh, here's Vance with the slide guitar intro.
Yeah. I think that Toyota had just released.
Exactly. It was actually a prototype still, I believe.
It wasn't even released yet. That's right.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool. That made a big stink.
Except y'all should have had like the Back to the Future motif going.
Well, we did on the catalog.
Yeah, no, he should have painted it black. I mean, black, barf beige, black would have been more better.
Yeah.
But that loop was challenging, man. I don't think my trail rig could do it. It's too top heavy.
So yeah, that Tim's rig there, that's where our F-150 66 F-150 actually came from. Was that?
Yeah.
That was a prototype as well.
So how long did this loop take us? It was like 2 hours, 3 hours.
It was they were a good 2 hours. It went way up.
So Mike Kirby, no, this was 2016. I'm just answering one of the questions. 2016.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Shout out to Mike.
Yeah. Mike Kirby says good evening. And then Deanna Farrell Smith says RPP Hobby Jeep. I'm assuming she means the orange one in the intro.
How's it going, D? Yeah, your Jeep was in the beginning.
Yeah.
D.
Yeah, I was flying my drone from the passenger seat, or trying to. Yeah. The follow feature follows the Jeep, but it doesn't do any obstacle avoidance. So yeah, I hit a tree. That wasn't the one I got stuck in, but. So yeah, this was I think this is episode 1 of the 2016 Come Drive With Us season, and it was a heck of a good way to start. Oh, this is funny.
RC legend.
Yeah.
Hit bottom, drive it off. Awesome.
Having been the former owner of M&M Hot.
Yeah, so he was the former owner of M&M, very famous California racetrack. There's a couple of Reedy races. I think this is footage from one of the Reedy races. Actually, Daniel Adams, I believe, was the race director at this Reedy race.
Yep. Pretty awesome.
Yeah, so Masami was there.
Huh.
His days at M&M
BK,
long since
you're missed, buddy.
Yeah.
And didn't Don's son work for Proline for a while?
Yes. Yeah, Scott. Yep.
Yeah, Deanna remembers the drone hitting the tree, and she's like, "But it recovered well." And that was on the first day. Like, I just nicked it. It wasn't a big deal.
And this is another thing, you know. This is, of course, is Vance and Don, but
Yes.
you'll see this all the time. Anywhere at Axial Fest, you'll always see guys stopping to help each other. You got these parts. Oh, I've got these parts. Yeah, man. What do you need? You know, that's always a big deal.
Here Charlie was talking about asking for a 7mm, and people are walking by. No, don't have one. No, don't have one.
Yeah.
Oh man, come on. So yeah, you got to bring your own tools. These guys were like an old married couple.
Why don't we get our back apart tomorrow?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Do it right one time and.
That's Vance's nice way of saying, "What are you talking about?"
No, he just conceded. He said, "No, you're right."
Oh yeah. I tell you what, it's hard to argue with Don because like he's been there, done it. You know.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. He knows what works. He really does.
Well, this is pretty cool. Was this the 5K run?
Oh yeah, those guys are nuts.
I think so. I think this is the this is the 5K.
I love you all, but man, you're crazy.
And Charlie made it.
That's the craziest thing.
Charlie was so lit up again, like the whole weekend. He was just wasted. But this was hard. Like these guys were, they were serious about it. They were serious about it.
Very seriously, and it's cool. I give.
Yeah.
Oh my, it was very cool.
Got the old
the energy though. Oh my
death
gosh.
metal for this sequence.
Yeah.
Yeah, and actually Vance did some of the B-roll on that for me. I sent him out to follow the guys because I was
to run alongside.
Yeah. I was trying to pace myself. So I did the drone stuff, and then I did a walkthrough of some of it. I actually stepped in a freaking hornet or a wasp's nest on the ground.
Oh, really?
Got stung twice on my ankle. It hurt like crazy.
Oh man.
And there's a whole bunch of people. They actually ended up changing the course after the first lap because of that.
Yeah, you got to remember you're in nature still.
I mean, everything is out here. Pinecone pits, full-blown drops.
Yeah, so that course was challenging too. And you had to go through it fast. You couldn't go through it slow, obviously, because it was a timed race, and it was 7 laps for 5 kilometers. Yeah, and I think this is the first time they did that. And this is Charlie just finishing up his first lap, and I think it was his only lap because he was.
Man, that bomber.
He was lit. That bomber was awesome. That thing was great.
Aaron Arndt did that. Man, it was so cool.
Yeah, the gas tank. I think I got some shots of the interior, or the gas tank section, the back part of it, whatever that's called. I don't know. Here's Charlie.
Oh, Jake.
Yeah, Jake. He's doing on trail fix. I think
he's like in full competition mode. Like,
well, he was the leader. He was the leader when he broke.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I think he still managed to be within striking distance after he fixed it. This is the racer me. I love the racing side of things, so I got really excited for the 5K.
About the competition. Yeah, for sure. That's a cool shot. I haven't watched this in a while. It's really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a really neat. It was a really neat course. Like all the loops are really good, and they changed them up. Like they had different themes almost. This one here, I believe, was the E loop. It had a bunch of bridges, lots of water hazards and stuff. Yeah, so I think what I did was I alternated between the 5K and the adventure section here just to keep it a little fresh and keep it exciting.
Yeah.
So I think now we're back to just like the standard crawling. We'll go back to the 5K soon. This is actually really hard edit. I actually started over twice on this one because I was so used to doing the racing, and this one was just so different. There was no qualifier 1, 2, 3. There was no semifinal. There was no main final. It was a really challenging edit. And the other interesting thing is it's very different than the other Come Drive Us because I shot this at 23.967 frames per second, which is cinema frame rates, and I also did the letterbox. I don't know why. I think I did that at the birthday bashes when I first started doing that. And I just like the look of the 24 frame per second instead of the 60.
Well, it turned out great. Man,
I love this.
That is such a cool little pad. I mean, what a cool thing.
Yeah.
That I believe Elio was involved in building
Correct.
that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, it wasn't really, when I saw this, I thought that was pretty cool. I thought of a really neat shot after the fact. I was thinking I should have put my GoPro underneath the water and followed it under the bridge.
Oh,
facing
man.
upwards. Yeah. And then this was the sea loop, and they had like a cabin in the woods.
Those guys did, Dominic and those guys, they really put a lot of effort into their trail for sure.
Yeah, there was some stuff in the outhouse I couldn't show. I believe there was a poster of a naked woman on the inside of the door.
Well, gotta keep it scale.
Right? And I had to keep it PG, but yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It's just, I don't know. I couldn't stop filming. I think I was saying last week, I usually left an event like this with, between 1,800 and 3,000 shots. This one I had like 4,600 shots, I think.
Wow.
Yeah, it was insane. I just couldn't stop.
The Swamper's doing work.
No. Yeah. This one needed a driver, though. This style, it looks weird without a driver. And the battery shouldn't have been showing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, in retrospect, I should have cut this guy out. His rig wasn't up to 5150 standards.
Well, the thing is, you get to a certain point and you're like, well, I got to get out on trail.
I know, right? Right?
I can spend the whole time doing this interior, but I got to get out there and get some trail in, And he's got the keg. He's got the right idea.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's like 90% there. So maybe by now it's pretty dialed. Oh. Yeah. And there's a lot of, again, a lot of families. This girl was there with her fiance.
I've seen her like 4 times, Corey.
Yeah. She was pretty. Not sorry.
I believe her name is her and Vlad and.
Speaking of couples, we're back to the odd couple here.
Yep.
We have a 5-minute separation between the top 4.
So now here we're back to the 5K. The question is Jake Wright still in the lead after that breakdown? Yeah, so they're 90 minutes in, and here's poor Charlie. Can barely walk.
Yeah, but look at him go.
Yeah. He's doing good.
That's the most important part.
We can talk and drive. I can drive.
If I can drive and drive. He's so funny.
I'm not a fitness person, and they had us running before 9 o'clock in the morning while we're camping. Friday morning. So we get here Thursday morning, and then you start drinking as soon as you get here until you go to bed, and then you get up, and then you start running. Wasn't my jam, but it was fun. I ran 6 laps or 5 laps of the 8 that they did, and then luckily, once the guy who won,
he didn't do 5 laps.
That was life-saving.
Up front, Jake's broken CV did in fact prove to be very costly.
Yeah, so Jake.
He has dropped
Mike Thompson ended up winning.
The battle is between
Mike Tile.
I'm not. Well, it's not over yet. They're still they're still going. It's
Look at that lineup, boy.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, so here's Jake. Look at that mad skill. Drinking water and driving.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty awesome. Here we got some exciting music. It's Audio Jungle, something drums. Drums of Doom, I think is what it's called. Yeah, so Jake was definitely the guy to beat because he set the single fastest lap. But we'll see. Is it enough to win? No, he broke down again. Sadness. But he's from Utah, right? From Salt Lake?
Jake?
Yeah.
No, he's from SoCal.
Oh, is he? Okay.
Yeah, he's a high desert.
Okay, because I think it was the guy who won in the first and second.
Mike Thompson is from Utah.
Gotcha.
He works at West Valley Hobbies. Yeah.
Keeping it at 801. There you go.
Yeah. So, yeah, Kyle builds UC Fab custom chassis. Amazing work he does. Oh my gosh. If you have one of his rigs, they blow your mind. They really do.
We do this every month in Utah. That's what we do. 801 RCC gets it done like this every single month. So every month.
Mike.
If these guys do this every month, they're in really good shape.
Mike's a hoot. Yeah.
Yeah. Now we're back to the adventure crawl and loop D with the Proline crew. It was neat to see Tim because I mean he comes to the races, but I never seen him actually participate at this level. It was neat to see him out there.
It's fun going out on trail with Tim because I mean you better take it serious like when you're out there with Tim too because he's very competitive and like he wants to do it right, you know, like don't mess around.
Well, he was like modding up his tires and everything.
Oh yeah.
Given that Tim is the manager of
he's grassroots, man. He really is.
Doesn't surprise us.
This is actually some footage from 2014. While I was down there for the Reedy race, I did some footage just for Todd. Basically cataloged the entire factory. Got a factory tour.
With each passing gate, the trail seems to get more and more challenging.
So yeah, this was definitely the best loop because it was so technical going through the forest, and then when we got to the waterfalls, it was so scenic and really picturesque.
Sean.
Yeah. This is actually a really good interview.
Yeah, John's son Ian actually works here now. He works at Proline.
Oh, nice. Yeah, usually I say it's a good interview because usually his interviews are so bad. He doesn't know what to say.
Who would it be?
You have to hit those rocks square.
Is how's he was doing these days? Because he was like what 105 during this event.
Yeah. So what does that make him now? 109.
Yeah, at least
he's doing great. I just talked to him. a little earlier, actually.
Yeah.
And then he's doing something with 2.2.
Oh, okay. Still in the scene. Good.
Not even at the halfway mark, and 2 rigs have suffered mechanical failures.
Yeah. So two of you guys broke down already. Vance had to fix something twice.
But did you do it with scale tools?
Yeah. So then the second race they had was called the Rock Race. What was that one about again?
So they did the Rock Race a little different than what the U4RC guys do. The U4RC guys actually race from a stand. These guys chased their cars, which I thought was really cool. It was really cool. It was kind of it's reminiscent of how the Euros do the rally racing, right? They chased it around. Yeah, that's pretty neat. And like if you flipped over, nobody was there to marshal you.
Yeah, you're done.
As Parker says, you're now trail treasure or trail art.
Trail art. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, there's some trail art.
Yeah, I think I shot this entirely with my gimbal, and my arm was so fried. But it was like the last time I was going to use my gimbal the whole week, and so I figured I'm just going to go for it because the thing is like 20 pounds. I had to pace myself with it.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, this was all done with the Ronin gimbal.
That's cool.
Yeah, the chase cam view is awesome with the gimbal.
Yeah, you gotta be careful not to twist ankles when you're doing that, right?
Yeah, that's for sure. I was in so much pain from the wasp sting the day before or the morning before. I think it was the morning. But yeah. And
there's some of the most high-powered rigs when these guys doing that. Like,
oh yeah, it's like 4.5 turns or something.
Oh, they're
Oh
yeah, whatever the KV conversion of turns are.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Jake Wright pulled this one off, if I recall.
All right. Yep.
Redeemed himself from the 5K.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was such a well put on event. My goodness, I miss it. We'll chat about how it's going now after the episode's done.
The Proline group was entering the
final stage of the D loop. Don Hughes stuck.
Yeah, I tell you what, if you can't make it, it's got to be pretty hard to make.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
My comp crawler would have no problem with that, but my scaler, it would never do any of this stuff. It's all show, no go.
With less than 30 gates remaining, Tim's time to show off his mad skill is running out.
Yeah, mad skill.
Tim's mad skills, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Who writes this? What the heck? That guy's fired.
That was so 2016.
Yeah.
Mad skills.
Yeah, I just love this section here, the waterfalls. It was awesome.
Oh, it was beautiful.
Yeah.
God.
Right? How did they ever find this place?
I think they go up there for 1-to-1 near there, like Fordyce, and then Donner Pass, and then the real big one, Rubicon. Isn't that there?
Oh, the actual Rubicon Trail's near here, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Most picturesque spot of the whole event.
If that was the first loop, then I don't know how we're gonna do like 6 of them in 2 days.
Right? So somebody once asked me, what's the thing about Axial Fest? And I said, well, you go to Nitro Challenge, if you're really fast, you get 60 minutes of runtime. And it costs you a couple grand, flight, hotel, food. And I said, you go to Axial Fest, cost is going to be the same. You know, probably still spend $2,000 to get there, stay there, feed yourself. But you get like 24 hours of stick time.
Oh, as long as you can stand up and you have charged batteries.
That's right.
That's right.
So here we're back to paralleling this event to the Nitro Challenge. I filmed that after the Worlds, actually. This was at the Fear Farm, and I wasn't sure if there would ever be another race at the Fear Farm because they had some issues, which I'll talk about later on at some point. But yeah, I filmed this after the Worlds. It was like October or sometime. Because yeah, we didn't think we'd ever be back there. Another suspect altitude shot. Yeah.
Back to camp. Heading back to camp or out to trail, one or the other.
Yeah, and then there's the nighttime run. I really like these night runs.
I absolutely love night runs. You're so focused on the trail, and it just everything seems more scaled because a lot of the details are kind of hidden, so you're
right.
You really can get into it. I love night runs.
Yeah. And I was actually surprised how well the footage came out at the night for the night runs. So yeah, here we're talking about the parallels between racing and this.
That's a common factor, but I think out here, I've heard people call this numerous times over the weekend a festival, and it's definitely a festival. Everybody camping, having a good time. You walk. I just had my transmitter batteries go out, and I'm walking through.
Yeah, how many nitro races do your transmitter batteries die? Like none ever. So yeah, it's not a competitive environment, Tim said, but Tim was fairly competitive.
Oh, very.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody's pretty sad that it was over.
Yeah, it's always sad. You're excited to get there, and then it seems like, oh man, where did it go?
Yeah.
You have so many memories, though. That's the great thing about memories.
Like after each event, we talk to the competitors, take notes from them, and we listen to, we take input from what they tell us, what they like, what they didn't like, whatever ideas they have. We throw our crazy ideas at them. And,
yeah, so they said that, or Rodney here said he started planning the 2017 event that night.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, doesn't really stop. So this was the prize giving ceremony, and it was so cold there. Holy cow, I was freezing.
This year's edition of Axis wraps up with
I think a lot of people are still out on trail.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure they were. But the giveaways were pretty good. Like there was a mountain bike, a bunch of kits.
There had to be $10,000 at least of prizes. Like pretty gnarly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a little
kid,
guy.
Man. Oh my gosh, that's his favorite day ever.
Made his lifetime.
Yeah.
Raffle mystery.
Mystery.
Yeah, and they were giving away gift certs for full scale tires too, which is pretty amazing. Yeah. Ah, there's another cool drone shot.
Yeah, Corey, how are you cold? You're from Canada.
Yeah,
How
Peter, kiss my butt. This was after I got broken by some of the hot events in the southern U.S. But it was cold. It was like, I don't know, 36 or something, 37. It was freezing.
Was that Celsius?
No, that's Fahrenheit.
Oh,
If it was
Fahrenheit.
36, 37, that's smoking hot. Yeah, so I just love this. This is the closing shot.
Oh man, look at that.
Yeah. It was under 400 feet, I swear. Yeah. My second favorite episode, right there. It's interesting, like before these broadcasts, I usually just passively watch them just to refresh myself. But this one I watched like full intense, like just watched it start to finish, just loved it. Every time I start watching this one, I finish watching it. Ooh, these are the outtakes.
Yeah.
Dude needs to get some sun on that puppy. Holy shit.
Hey. Hey. Hey.
Yeah, Don, he loves to. What's that about? Oh, here's a good one.
This is absolutely awesome, epic terrain. Yeah, I go to crap as soon as I'm on camera.
Jeffrey, did you want to?
I go to crap every time I'm on camera. Yeah. This dog, he saw his reflection in my lens and he wanted to lick it.
Oh.
Oh, here. This is funny, Don.
Oh, God. Why don't you go Drac? You never go back.
I told him once you go Drac, you never go back, and it used to be true, but yeah.
Now you could stop him right there and you could ask him for some jerky and he'd have some for you.
I know, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the Axial Festival video.
Oh, so great.
Yeah.
Corey, what a fun thing.
That was a super fun event.
It sure was.
Yeah. So what's Axial Fest doing nowadays? What's the plan for 21?
Axial Fest, I mean, honestly, it just seems like it keeps growing. I mean, it was unfortunate that this last one got canceled due to COVID, up there. We were going to have it at Donner Pass, and I believe that it's going to be back at Donner again in 2021. At least that's from what I can gather. But I think the plan is to actually bring Axial Fest to even more people, that can't travel so far, and bring it to more locations around the country. So, and maybe even beyond. I'm not sure, but yeah, it's not going anywhere. That's for sure. And so we'll definitely see it back. And I really encourage you to come out and go to one of these events. It is there. You'll come back so, enlightened by how much passion there is in this event. And if you're new to the segment, you have to do it. It's just so much fun.
Yeah, it wasn't my first rock crawling gig. My first one was the birthday bash.
That was your first one?
That was my first one. Yeah, and I was like I said early in the broadcast, I've always been a crawler since 2010, 2009, 2010. So I was always into it, but I just never really thought, okay, how can an event based on that actually be fun? But the birthday bash was amazing. I just loved that. And then Axial Fest, like I was just blown away by this event. It was just awesome. Second favorite episode. I keep beating that dead horse, but I can't really iterate it enough. And a lot of my racing buddies, like my friend Ryan Barry, who owns 110 RC Raceway. Shout out to you. You owe me $50. He loved this episode. I think if I recall, he said he never watched any of the Nitro ones from start to finish, but he said he watched this one from start to finish. And he was really interested in the whole scene or the whole segment. And like I was just blown away by how many people were there and how passionate these guys were. Yeah,
it really is amazing. Some of the best people and some of the most creative and ingenuitive people. I mean, the scale accessories that people come up with and just to make their rigs stand out.
Yeah.
Pretty amazing. But yeah, back to the birthday bash real quick though. Like,
yeah,
Parker, man, and that location too, Moonrocks.
Oh, Moonrocks is dialed.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Amazing. But the element and the energy that the Recon G6 team and Brian Parker bring to any event is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Like, it's just fun to be around. It really is.
Yeah, the birthday bash, I should really do a director's commentary on that one. Because the snowstorm I drove through, holy crap. And then I had to buy chains for my car, my rental car. I'm like, and there's an inch of snow. I told the chips guy, whatever, the highway patrol guy, you know, I said, where's Poncho?
This guy, yeah.
I said, dude, I'm from Canada. This is an inch of snow. You're kidding me. You this is a blizzard? Come on. Right. But yeah, I had to pull off. Had to put chains on my shitty rental car. I can't remember if I ended up taking them off or if I just went 65 miles an hour just to get them off. I can't remember what I did. I think I took them off or something. But yeah, that was. And I didn't get to the campsite till like 3 a.m. or something, 2 a.m. I was so tired, and then I had to do a time lapse of the sunrise the next morning.
And then didn't we like go get pizza or something? Or
I think y'all had some pizza. Yeah, that was good. Yeah. I see John Schultz is tuned in. Hi, John. How are you?
What's up, John?
Yeah, so John was kind of what would you call his role? He was on the mic the whole weekend.
MC, man. He was the host.
The host, yeah.
With the most.
Host with the most, yeah. So did he actually get to participate in any of the events? Like, did he pull out his crawlers at all? Or
Oh, well, I think they were up there for like months before the event. So I think he got a little bit of trail time during that time. I don't think he got much trail time during the event. No.
Yeah. And he's now with Element RC?
Element RC, yeah.
Which is a division or something of Team Associated?
Yes.
Yeah.
Associated Electrics, cool. That's right.
That's cool. So do you guys, does Proline have anything new coming out in the crawling scene that you can tell us about?
Yeah, we've got stuff. I don't know how much I can tell you, but we have another tire that's coming that's based on a very popular tire that we currently have in our lineup, but it's a much different size. It's a size that's been anticipated for quite some time. I'll tell you that. And then we have a next level body coming that's going to probably blow everybody's mind because of how many people have probably had them in their lives. And so I'll tell you one thing. The Wonder has a twin I-beam suspension.
It's cool.
And it's like a mid-size. So you could probably figure it out.
So secretive.
But yeah, that one's going to be great. I'm excited about those. I'm excited about a lot of projects we've got.
Sean Barrett says 1.55s.
Yeah.
Something like that. Plus or minus. Another number. It could be 0. It could be, yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. Cool. Well, anything else you want to say before I kick you off?
No, Corey, this is great. It's awesome to be on here. Thank you so much for having me. And it was so much fun. I remember how much fun it was being out there with you at AXIALFest too.
And it was a hoot for me too. It was a
great experience.
Yeah, start to finish highlight for me for sure in my Come Drive With Us career for sure.
For sure. Cool. My RC career, it's been awesome. That was awesome. So.
Yeah. Well, hopefully see you around.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if I'll do AXIALFest again because I don't really like reruns, but that being said, it is at a new location and it's kind of a whole different AXIALFest now. So who knows what the future holds, right?
The Badlands is pretty interesting, man. You can go out there. You don't have to have any. You can go out there in a Prius and rent everything you want to go off-roading.
Yeah.
It's an amazing facility. It really is.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So
awesome.
Yeah, it was fun out there. All right.
Cool.
We'll look forward to watching the next one, Corey.
Yeah, for sure. So that's Paul. I'm going to let him go, and then I'll stick on for a few more minutes to see if there's any questions. So thanks again, Paul.
Thank you.
Narrator, rock crawling aficionado, protege, whatever you want to call him. Paul Wilhite, folks. Give him a round of applause.
See you soon.
All right. So that was Paul Wilhite, and that was the 2016 AXIALFest. Again, it was one of my favorite episodes to film. It was super fun being out there. I got to camp with Paul and Vance in a trailer that Proline rented, so it was pretty cool. So we had a lot of fun at that one, and it was a real switch because I'd done nothing but racing for so it's 4, 8, let's say 8 or 9 episodes prior to this one. For the 14 and 15 season, nothing but racing. So for me to do AXIALFest as part of Come Drive With Us was an interesting change up for me. I did the birthday bash. That's what that screenshot is from of Parker with his big grin. I was going to say something else, but I don't know. Oh, hey, it's my podcast. I can say his big shit-eating grin. But yeah, so that was the first time I did rock crawling, was at the birthday bash, which was Parker's G6 series. So yeah, it was super fun to be able to include AXIALFEST in Come Drive With Us. So not seeing a whole bunch of questions here. Peter Husser's eating some chocolate imported from Canada. Is it Coffee Crisp? I don't think you guys have Coffee Crisp down there. It's pretty good. What else do you guys know? You guys don't have nibs, super nibs, the long nibs. You guys don't have all dressed chips, which are pretty good. Thankfully, you guys don't have ketchup chips down there. Ketchup chips are freaking gross. I don't know why that's a thing. But yeah. So it'll be interesting, Sean Barrett, it'll be interesting to see what these new tires are. I suspect you're probably right about the sizing of 155. That's my guess as well. So yeah. But yeah, Peter, it was cold there, and Canadians do get cold. Just saying. It was barely above freezing. Anyways, that's it for tonight's episode. Next week is, oh man, I can't even remember what episode 2 in the 2016 season is. I think so. We've got the Southern Nationals coming up for 2016. We also have the Thornhill Roar Nationals. I think the Thornhill Roar Nationals is next Thursday's episode. That was another, it was kind of the opposite of AXIALFEST in that it was smoking hot. Like, it was so crazy hot. It's just outside of Austin, Texas. It was like just crazy, crazy hot. So yeah, that's next week. Thornhill Roar Nationals. And then Southern Nats. And then my third favorite Come Drive With Us episode, which is the Vegas Worlds, will be the Thursday after that. So we got a busy schedule in the next few weeks of some pretty fun episodes. So James Sock Rider is asking what crawler that is behind me. It's an SCX 10-2 with the extra speed Jeep hardbody. It's got a full interior, and the door is open. So when I roll it down a hill, the action figure flies out, the doors fly open. It's pretty awesome. And because it's very top heavy, it tends to roll kind of easily. Paul's going to hook me up with some springs that are a little harder that work with the Proline trail shocks. So Rob Mirsky says he has seen ketchup chips down there. Well, that's unfortunate because they're gross. Peter's eating Turkey Hill Maple Crunch crocants, something French. I don't know. Thanks, Peter. I'll try to keep up the good work. Yeah, kind of a slow chat because most people watch these things after the fact. I wish more people watch it live. It's more fun with more people, but it is what it is. It'll be up on Facebook and YouTube within a couple hours probably. So yeah, if there's no more other questions, don't think I have any other tidbits to share about AXIALFEST. Yeah. Again, it was just a real treat to be able to go to Cisco Grove and capture this one. Yeah, so Axial is owned by Horizon, so I think AXIALFEST itself has changed up a bit, and it's nice to see that they brought Parker back in. It was a different event. I was told when I was there in 2016 that I should have gone the year before because that was last year that Parker was involved, and people kind of liked it. You know, he brought an interesting vibe to it. So yeah, kind of missed not being at AXIALFEST when it was a Parker show, but you know, John Schultz did a great job. I thought he was a great MC for the event. He was super fun to hang out with, very knowledgeable, really friendly, easy to work with and approach. So yeah, it was just fine with him. But yeah, now it's run by Parker, or run with Parker. I shouldn't say by Parker, but yeah. James, I don't think Paul said what the new location for the By the Fire event is. I don't recall. I don't think he did. So stay tuned for that update on the Proline site. I'm sure he'll be letting everybody know because that event is held May, June sometime. So probably look for announcement by sometime November, December, January, I would assume. By the Fire is also really awesome. So if you're looking for a really cool event and you don't want to travel super far and you're in the California area, check it out. I did a video for that one in 2017, I think. It was really fun event too. It was awesome. Not quite as cool as AXIALFEST. Sorry. But it was super fun. Anyways, that's pretty much all I got. So I'll see you guys next Thursday for the Thornhill Roar Nationals. Cheers.